He was the starring role as Jerk Husband, my friend from Lawrence, Kansas. Give it up, Steve Moser.
Thanks. In the words of the immortal Sally Field, you people like me. Or maybe you don't. I don't know. Probably not. I was just clapping because my wife was clapping. Thanks a lot. How about a round of applause for Bart Beneke again? Kind of get the feeling if he was a little bit smarter, he could be like a real estate agent or something. You know? Or something. And also for Kim and Chris there. Round of applause for them, letting us have the show here. Every first Friday of every month. So, yeah, if you're not busy, the first Friday of December is the 6th, I believe. 5 weeks from tonight, we're actually having a show to benefit the Toys for Tots organization. So, come on out if you want. Instead of bringing $5, bring a new unwrapped toy. Or you can bring $5 also, if you forget. I think they, most people remember the cute little kids, and so they don't remember gifts for the like junior high and high school kids, but they're still poor too, so yeah. And they still celebrate Christmas, so I think they take the cash and they buy them stuff, so it'll be good. So yeah, some of my friends, I see you're here. Jamie Kern is here. Yeah. We played upper level softball together in our 20s, if you can believe that. Doesn't really look like it, I know. It's kind of fun when you tell people that you play upper level softball and they don't know what you're talking about. They're like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, well, the guys are really huge fat guys for the most part, and they wear these tight pants with the vertical stripes on them. They got eye black under here, and right when you think you can't take any more intimidation, the pitcher releases the ball. Very scary stuff. Also, I see attractive ladies from high school are here. Good stuff. Although we're in our 40s, it's harder to tell who's attractive and who isn't. You know? But at my high school, they had 2 groups for the attractive girls to be a part of. We had cheerleaders, and we had a dance squad, or like the drill team. You guys know the pom-poms and stuff. But unfortunately, I went to a pretty big high school, and we had more girls who wanted to be in a hot chick group than they had spots for, you know? So none of the teachers really had the heart to tell them they shouldn't be in a hot chick group. So what they did was, they invented a 3rd group, and they called it Flag Team. So if you're not familiar with this, you just get some of the bigger gals in school, give them big ass flags to twirl over their head, you know, space them behind the trombone section. And so that works out pretty well. So, you guys ready to have fun this evening? Yeah! Good. I tell you, I am just thankful to get out of my house, my townhouse. From time to time, I don't, when you're unemployed and you're single, it's really easy to not be a part of society for like a few days at a time. The worst is when you like, I think it's almost worse for strangers when they're making small talk. The first thing people do is they always ask you, well, where do you work? You know, well, I'm not working right now. It's like, oh, okay, so are you married? Like, nope. You ever been married? Like, nope. Like, do you have any kids? Like, nope. They have this look on their face like, well, what the fuck are we supposed to talk about? Jesus, man, do something. You know? It's like, well, I have a pretty kick-ass CD collection. But some dickhead had to go and invent the MP3 player, so it's not even a good thing anymore to have, really. But yeah, you know, like when you're talking, like most of my friends are married, and so now I'm friends with their wives, and so my female friends, they're very sympathetic, and they are, you know, very nurturing and much nicer than men. And they're like, oh, Moser, that's sad. We have to find you a soulmate, you know. But my male friends, they're more right to the point. They're like, so let me get this straight. You can just watch whatever the hell you want on TV. Nobody's yammering on in your ear nonstop. You lucky motherfucker. And they seem mad about it too. Oh, dick. So yeah, it's like, I know I need to get out more. Like the other day, this I find this funny, is like these two Jehovah's Witness guys came over, and they were at the door. And I was like, oh sweet, Jehovah's Witness guys, cool. I was hoping you guys would stop by. And they were looking at each other like, what the hell? This guy, what is this guy? Like, come in, Jehovah's Witness guys. Jehovah's Witness guys, come in. You know? So they first of all, they didn't know what to think about me, you know. So the first guy asked me, he's like, well, he's trying to share some scripture with me. And he's like, do you have any questions about the Bible at all? And I said, yeah, I got a question. Why is Christmas the major holiday and Easter a secondary holiday?
Yeah.
Because if you ask me, just between you and me, the 2 feats, I think coming back from the dead is quite a bit more impressive than just being born. Wait, if you ask, I was born, you know, it's no big deal, you know. Most of the people I know were born, you know? So that's not really that impressive, I don't think. Coming back from the dead, now that's impressive, you know. So actually they didn't even have a good answer, to be honest with you. I don't remember what he said, but Jesus, he was a nice guy. Jesus, you know, because they were dicks to him, you know. The Romans, they like nailed the wood in his hands and his feet. They put the thorns on his head, you know. They made him go do stand-up comedy at Nazareth Pub. All the TVs were still on the Jerusalem A&M game, you know. Nobody shut off the TVs. And but he was a nice guy. He just, you know, came back from the dead, went about his business. But if it was been me, I would have been really pissed off at those Roman soldier dudes, you know. I would have wanted to fuck with those guys. So I would have come back from the dead, but I would have had a little CD player playing in the corner with little Phil Collins music for those guys.
Yeah.
Take a look around now. There's just an empty space. So, I guess what I'm telling you is, if I was your Messiah, I would still walk on water. I would still turn water into wine. Now you've got Phil Collins music 2,000 years early. That's not such a bad deal, is it? Pretty nice. Could use some Phil Collins. And Phil Collins, he has the Jesus times hairdo anyway, you know. So he'd fit right in, I think. Probably. And then they asked me if I had another question, and so, you know, because it's kind of been in the news a lot lately, I said, well, what are your guys' opinions on the gay marriage thing? And as soon as I asked, I saw him looking around my place, and I just vacuumed, you know, and everything was straightened, so then he was like giving me the once over, you know. So then I blurted out like, well, I'm not gay. But then I thought, well, why do I say that? You know, that's none of his business. Jehovah's Witness guy. Makes it sound like I don't like the gay people, you know? I said, well, I'm a bad heterosexual. What is that? So he told me that his opinion was that it was wrong, and I thought that was, you know, that seems bad to me, you know, it's why is it wrong? So he showed me this passage in his Bible. They have a different Bible, I don't know, Jehovah's Witness, it's like a half Bible, half Jehovah's Witness thing or something. But it said, a man leaves his parents' side to go lay with a woman, And that, just to him, that was proof that, you know, only for heterosexuals, like, that's not marriage. That's not talking about marriage. That's talking about college, dude. You leave your parents to go live with women. Getting married, that's like getting in trouble for coming home with the wrong groceries. That's what I thought. So I remember that was what was fun in college, to go lay with women. But now, I'm 44, so we don't lay with women when we're 44. We hold hands in parallel bathtubs. I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but in your mid-40s, that's really all you can hope for. It's just holding hands in parallel bathtubs out in the backyard. Dumb commercial. Yeah, I didn't know if my religious jokes would be very funny, because a lot of times people are, that's not a very funny thing to talk about, you know. I remember though, like when I was in high school, I'm gonna show how old I am, but I got in trouble for joking around about that with my youth minister. There was a popular song back then called Devil Inside by NXS. Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
40-year-old people. And well, our youth minister was all mad at us. He was like, do you think that Jesus was on the cross singing Devil Inside? And so it was all quiet. I was like, no, he was probably singing the Pet Shop Boys song, What Have I Done to Deserve This? Anybody knows that hurt. So yeah, everybody drinking? Toast to you guys for coming out in the rain, unlike the wussies who said they were coming and didn't come.
Yeah.
Although I will tell you this: if you're drinking a little too much, don't drive if you're definitely drunk. Don't want to get DUI or anything. But if you're kind of on the borderline, you think you can risk it, go ahead. But what you don't want to do, I watch a lot of TV, take it from me, don't drive and have the beer floating up in your car past windshield level. Because at that point, the police put two and two together, aha, this guy has been drinking, pull you over. Also works the same for the martinis, same thing. It's the floating olives, they're a dead giveaway. But I see you're not laughing at that joke anymore because they don't show that commercial anymore. Fucking marketing guys. I knew that it was a good joke back when they showed that commercial, but they don't show it anymore. Probably somebody told them, like, because they were real proud about it too. Like, if you drive drunk, there's nowhere to hide. We'll find you. As long as your beer is floating up past the windshield. So somebody told them, now their commercial it's much more impressive. It's much trickier. Now what they're doing is blending into the side of the building.
Yeah.
You've seen that. That is good stuff.
Yeah.
That is as stupid as their other commercials were. This is as equally as impressive. I think you could trick sober people even. Just, oh, I didn't see you there. Oh, good one, police guy. So yeah, and so another stupid commercial is the boner pills commercial, like I told you guys about. What's stupid is they show these guys in their 50s, and they have really attractive wives for being in their 50s, It's like, these guys should not be having any problems. I want to see the guy with a really fat, ugly wife with wearing sweatpants, That guy needs help. Then I said, yes, that guy needs a pill from the pharmaceutical reps. It's a fancy way of selling drugs. Drug salesman. So if you're a pharmaceutical rep, then you can mingle with the middle-class people at their cocktail party. It's like, oh, what do you do? I'm a pharmaceutical rep. Oh, that's very impressive, If you stand out by Topeka High auto body shop with all the hoodlum kids smoking, then you're a drug dealer. That's the You're doing the good one, right? So yeah, they don't, and then, these guys take a pill, and then they don't even want to have sex. They just want to hold hands in the parallel bathtubs out in the backyard. So I went into the goods, oh yeah, that's a good idea, honey. I'll draw us a bath, we can take a bath together. No, that's fine. Just be in your bathtub, about 4 feet away, and we'll hold hands. So, the beer, getting a DUI does not scare me as much. Now, I'm actually more of a marijuana person. So, although, it sucks, I'm looking for a job, so you can't do that either. Because you never know, like half the people test, half of them don't, you know. You can't ask that in the interview. Oh yeah, by the way. Are you guys drug testers? Just curious. Shit, I passed the test easily, you know. Just ask them.
Me too.
So now I'm clean, and but yeah, it's kind of in the news about legalizing marijuana. To be honest with you, even though I smoke marijuana, I don't really care if they do legalize it or not, personally, because I know the guy to call, and I know the McDonald's parking lot to go meet him at, so it doesn't really affect me if it's legal or not. Though there could be pretty kick-ass commercials, I think, if they legalize marijuana.
Oh, yeah.
You got that 2:30 feeling again? Bored as shit? Why not smoke some negative 5-hour energy? Yes, negative 5-hour energy will help you not get stuff done. So, marijuana is not all good though. There are some drawbacks, you know. I lost my last girlfriend because of too much marijuana usage. According to her, she said, Steve, I think you love marijuana more than you do me. She confronted me. I said, that's not entirely true. I love you more than the brown kind. That's not what she wanted to hear, I guess. She got all mad about it. I said, yeah. You gotta break out all that sticks and seed nonsense. That takes half an hour, you know? Could be halfway through one of your stupid Grey Anatomy episodes by then. She got all pissed about it. You know? I find that's maybe why I'm single. I'm always saying the wrong things to women. Even like a female friend, this buddy of ours, his daughter turned 3 and she had a birthday party and she loves Scooby-Doo. So they had a Scooby-Doo party. And so I have this really kick-ass blonde wig. So I said, I'll come as Fred. She said, her favorite character is Fred. So I got a really feminine-looking sweater on, white sweater, that really feminine-looking orange thing, you know, in my wig. I went as Scooby. I went as Fred, sorry. And Scooby's the dog, yeah. So I was Fred. So our female friend comes up and says, oh, that's hilarious. Moser, I wish you would have told me. We could have had a group costume. And, you know, without even thinking about it, I was like, oh yeah, you could have been Velma, totally, you know? Well, that was the wrong thing to say. She's like, what, I can't be Daphne? Daphne's the good-looking one. Velma, not so good-looking. So I said, well, you know, I guess you could have dressed like Velma, but... I said, you could have dressed like Daphne, but you already look like Velma, so you kind of waste time, yeah. That's the wrong thing to say, too. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, I lost another girlfriend. That one went south. I should have seen the signs there, though. We met over the internet, and she never even... Our relationship was purely physical. She never told me her real name. She told me her name was Busty MILF Likes It Hard. Part 2 of 3. So I'm thinking that's probably not her real name. If your name is hard, you're not gonna name your daughter Busty Real Flexi. Probably. And so then, like, our relationship started going south. My computer speakers went out, so I couldn't hear her. And, you know, they've got all the things on the side to tell you about other women, you know, like, they say, oh, you like Busty Real Flexi hard? Maybe you'll like, you have to see these melons in action. So, oh, well, nice to meet you. Have to see these melons in action. And then, now this is terrible, the MILF channel, they start having these things like, I guess they're grand MILFs or something. They're like way older than me. It's like, and they're off to the side, you know, it's like, what the hell are you doing on my computer screen, you know? Get out of here. Go out to the backyard and get more bathtubs. Or something. So, yeah, before, I'll leave you with this one. You guys are pretty fortunate now, you guys in your 20s and 30s, because before the invention of internet porn, it was much tougher for guys. Well, for good-looking guys, they just, you know, they have just human women, you know. Those guys, right? For guys like me, it was tougher. So we had like, you know, magazines and stuff, but it's not as you know, you'd have to shake your magazine or something, you know. But so one of my friends, he was kind of the same boat as me. He's like, well, he's a little wealthier. He ordered in the back of the magazine, I guess, this little contraption. It's kind of vulgar sounding, but gets to the point. It's called a pocket pussy. For this, I'm sure you guys have heard this joke too much now. Heard that joke before. But what it was, basically, kind of like it sounds, little pretend pussy that you can put in your pocket, I guess, if you wanted to. But this was the mid-90s, so you younger people won't believe this, but back then, vaginas had pubic hair on them. I don't know why, but they did. I wasn't in charge of the decision. They had pubic hair, so in an effort to look as realistic as possible, these pocket pussies had pretend pubic hair on them. So, pretty realistic, you know? So my friend's like, check this out. But so I got to thinking about that. You know, somewhere we have a number of factories here in Topeka. We have Goodyear guys make tires, right? Hills, they put the food together for doggies and kitties. Somewhere out there, there's also a factory, and they had an assembly line. Guys for 8 hours a day gluing fake pubic hair onto fake plastic vaginas. What do you think some of those guys tell their family when they go to family reunions? Hey Bill, what are you doing these days? I haven't seen you in a while. Doing pretty good. I just got hired on out at the Pocket Pussy plant out south of town. I'm in the pubic hair department. Yeah. Last 4 CEOs, 2 came from corporate audit, but 2 came from pubic hair. Pretty good gig, really. But, so, yeah, if you've ever met someone who's like kind of a brown noser person, they spin a positive and everything, can't you just picture meeting them? Hi, I'm Bill Wilson. I'm Vice President of Pubic Hair Development. Here at Pretend Pussy Products Incorporated. We like to think inside the box. All right, you guys have been a fantastic crowd. But stay tuned. Don't see him. Typhoon Panda is coming. I don't think that's his real name. Typhoon. He's probably named like Harold or something. But anyway, I'll give you back to Josh. Thanks a lot, guys. You've been great.